In the black heart of the night, a Category 4 beast called Elena slammed into Biloxi, Mississippi, like it wanted to erase the entire coast from the map. Winds howled past 140 miles per hour. Rain fell so hard it felt personal. Roofs tore off like wet paper. Surge waters swallowed streets, cars, dreams. Emily Harper, 42-year-old single mom, diner owner, widow, stood in her bathtub holding her terrified kids while her house literally came apart around them. By morning, everything she had built in 42 years was gone. Home gutted, business drowned, future washed out to sea. Most would have given up right there. Emily didn't. What she did next didn't just rebuild a house. It rebuilt an entire neighborhood, proved that ordinary people can become unbreakable, and reminded the world what real American strength looks like. This is that story. Stick around till the very end. The comeback will hit you hard. Emily Harper ran Harper's Haven, the little diner on Highway 90 that felt like family to half of Biloxi. Red vinyl booths worn smooth, jukebox full of Johnny Cash and Dolly, walls covered in fishing photos and Mardi Gras beads. Her shrimp boys were famous. People drove from Gulfport and Ocean Springs just for one. She raised Jake, 16, high school quarterback hopeful and Fortnite addict, and Mia, 12, who drew seagulls and sunsets better than most adults. Tom, her Coast Guard husband, died 5 years earlier at 40 heart attack out of nowhere. Emily kept going because stopping wasn't an option. Hurricane Elena had been on the radar for days. Forecasts screamed monster. Emily did the drill. Plywood on windows, sandbags at doors, go bags packed. It's just weather, she told the kids. It wasn't. That night the sky turned poison green. Wind screamed through the oaks. Power died at 9 p.m. They huddled in the hallway with flashlights and a dying radio. Mia whimpered. Jake pretended he wasn't scared until glass exploded somewhere upstairs. Then the roof gave way. A sound like the world tearing. Rain poured in. Bathtub now, Emily yelled. They crammed inside, pillows over heads, bodies shielding bodies. The big oak in the front yard snapped like a matchstick and smashed through the kitchen wall. Water rose fast. Ankles, knees, waists. In the eyes' strange quiet they looked out. Neighborhood gone. Cars floating. Power lines like black spaghetti. When the back half hit, surge pushed higher. Emily held her children in the dark water and whispered lies she needed to believe. We're okay. We're okay. Dawn came gray and cruel. Roof half missing. Walls sagging. Kitchen a pile of wet wood and memories. Harper's Haven. Underwater to the ceiling fans. The Gulf looked like chocolate milk full of trash. Jake stared at the wreckage. Mom. What do we do? Emily took a breath full of salt and mold. We start again. Right now. FEMA trailers lined the streets like white dominoes. National Guard trucks rolled MREs and water. Red Cross set up cots in the high school gym. Emily's family got a motel room on the highway. 2 double beds, buzzing fluorescent light, smell of mildew and despair. Insurance was a nightmare. Wind yes, flood no, separate policy. Adjuster from out of state walked through, clipboard in hand. Pre-existing where? We'll cover maybe 40%. Appeals meant months of forms and hold music. Emily couldn't wait for paperwork. Day 4 she pulled on boots, grabbed a borrowed crowbar, and started ripping out soaked drywall. Mold already blooming black. Jake hauled trash bags. Mia cried from the smell but kept going. Neighbors appeared one by one. Sarah Thompson, ER nurse across the street, 3 kids, husband deployed, brought foil-wrapped sandwiches. You're not doing this solo. Mike Ramirez, mechanic 2 doors down, stocky mustache, hands always dirty, showed up with a chainsaw. That tree's gotta go. Harold Wilkins, 72, retired shrimper next door, carried a thermos. I supervise. You swing. By dusk the kitchen was cleared to studs. They sat on the front steps, filthy, exhausted, passing around warm bottled water like it was champagne. Mike lifted his. To stubborn people. Emily smiled for the first time since the storm. To us. Fall came. Air-cooled but work didn't. Emily waitressed at a tent cafe in Gulfport. Jake bagged groceries. Mia babysat Sarah's kids. Dinners were peanut butter and prayers. No contractors available under $100 per hour. Emily turned to YouTube University. How to hang drywall without crying. Basic wiring for dummies. Blisters turned to calluses. Back screamed. But studs went up. Insulation went in. She posted flyers. Oak Street Rebuild Day, bring tools, bring heart. 32 people came on Saturday. Church youth group. VFW guys. Random high schoolers. Hammers banged. Saws whined. Someone blasted Garth Brooks from a truck. They finished Harold's new porch first. Screened in sturdy. He sat in his old rocking chair that night watching the sunset he thought he'd lost forever. Tears ran into his beard. Y'all gave me my view back. Emily's house next. Framing. Roofing, blue tarp phase finally over. Electrical, with a licensed friend double-checking so nobody died. Setbacks hit hard. A winter squall reflooded half-finished floors. Insurance denied the appeal again. Scammers posing as contractors took $1,800 deposit and ghosted. Jake cracked under it all. Skip school. Hung with kids looting empty houses. Emily found a stolen generator in his room. Jake, what the hell? Nothing matters, Mom. Dad's dead. Everything's broken. Why pretend? She pulled him into a hug while he fought tears. Because pretending is how we start believing again. Your dad never quit on us. We don't quit on him. Jake came back quieter, stronger. Started leading teen work crews. If we're gonna rebuild, let's do it right. Emily turned a borrowed food truck into Harper's Haven Mobile. Parked at the marina. Served gumbo, po' red beans, comfort food with extra love. Lines formed daily. People didn't just eat, they breathed easier for a few minutes. She started Survivor's Circle, Tuesday nights at the library. Folding chairs. Coffee. No judgment. Sarah talked about raising 3 kids alone. Mike admitted his garage business was bankrupt. Harold spoke of losing his wife then his home in the same year. Emily listened then said, "We're not waiting for help. We're becoming the help." Oak Street Neighbors United was born. Group buys from lumber yards. Shared ladders and nail guns. Joint grant applications. They landed $25,000 from a Houston relief fund. Sparks flew quietly between Emily and Mike. Late one night wiring her living room, their hands touched on the same drill. "You're unstoppable, Em," he said, voice low. She looked up. "I'm just too damn tired to stop." First real date. Drive-in burgers under string lights. They talked about scars, dreams, second chances. Winter tested everything. Burst pipe ruined new laminate. Mold sent Mia to the ER, serious respiratory infection. Hospital bills climbed even with assistance. Emily worked doubles until her vision blurred. One freezing night she sat on the unfinished porch, gulf black and endless, and finally cracked. "Why us?" she whispered to nobody. Sarah appeared with 2 mugs of hot tea. "Because we're the ones who keep going. And because when we do it together, we don't just survive. We win." They planned the Gulf Coast Barbecue Bash. Local bands played free. Businesses donated prizes. WLOX sent cameras. The whole coast showed up. They raised $24,000. Enough for Mia's full treatment, tools for Mike's shop rebuild, and seed money for more neighborhood projects. Jake's teen group built a playground from old pier pilings and recycled tires. Laughter echoed there again. Spring painted the coast green. Emily's house passed every inspection. Fresh white paint. Metal roof gleaming. Garden bursting. Azaleas, hibiscus, sunflowers turning toward the light. Harper's Haven reopened full size. New counter. Big mural. Storm clouds turning into sunrise. Menu expanded. Vegan po', local IPAs. Standing room only crowds. The block party was legendary. Smoke from grills. Zydeco band. Kids swinging on the new playground. Harold stood on a cooler and toasted. "To Emily, the woman who reminded us we're never alone." Emily climbed up beside him. "This wasn't me. This was us. Every nail, every hug, every I can't turned into we can. Thank you." That night Mike walked her to the end of the pier. The same spot Tom once proposed. Moon silver on the water. He dropped to one knee with a simple gold band. "Emily Harper, I want every storm, every sunrise, every ordinary Tuesday with you. Marry me." She laughed through tears. "Yes, yes, yes." Years later, Elena is just a name grandparents mention. Emily's YouTube channel Gulf Coast Grit has millions of views. Real rebuild tutorials, raw survivor stories, proof that hope is a verb. Jake's in college studying structural engineering. Mia's paintings hang in galleries. Mike and Emily's wedding was the biggest party Oak Street ever saw. When new hurricanes brew now, the street preps as one family. Supplies shared. Plans made. Nobody stands alone. A storm can take your house. It can take your sense of safety. But it cannot take your neighbors. It cannot take your fight. It cannot take the stubborn, beautiful, unbreakable thing we call community. If you're watching this and you're in your own storm right now, whether it's weather, money, loss, or just life kicking you hard, hear me. You are not alone. There are people ready to pick up a hammer, bring you coffee, or just sit with you in the dark. Find them. Be them. Drop your own comeback story in the comments below. I read every single one. Hit that like button if this gave you even a little hope. Subscribe and turn on notifications if you want more real stories of people rising when everything falls. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Because storms come, but so does dawn. And dawn always wins. Gulf Coast strong. America strong. You are stronger than you know. Thank you for staying till the end. You've got this.